Hey everyone, welcome to Sit, Stay, Rant. What is our tagline? I've already forgotten.
Unleashing the mess behind rescue.
Unleashing the mess behind rescue. I will get this eventually. So this is our second episode, and you're all still getting to know us, so we're just gonna say hi. I'm Amy. You may know me from TikTok.
Just a little.
Can you believe I went on TikTok as such an old person? Were you surprised?
I remember when you had like no followers, and now you're up to 620 plus.
I don't even know, but
Yeah.
the first TikTok I ever did was a dancing video. Can you believe that?
Yeah,
and it was it wasn't with dogs. It was actually me thinking I could do a dance.
Do you remember the time you danced in the creek and dropped your phone?
Yes, and I never did find that phone,
No,
by the
gone.
way.
Oh my gosh.
Someone has all your secrets.
Someone does. So I am the president of a local rescue in Maryland, and I'm here with 4 of my dear friends and fellow rescue volunteers. Why are you staring at
She
Gabby?
just licked her hand.
Oh, okay. Michelle is our germaphobe.
I can lick you too.
You could lick me.
So, as I said, everyone's getting to know us a little bit. Gabby's our youngest, and she's so cute. She has dimples, and she goes to the gym. Oh, and she's looking for a boyfriend, right?
Right.
Who also loves dogs.
I'm
Right.
very picky, but
Oh,
yeah.
you are? You're one of those?
That's why I'm single.
Okay.
It's
So, Gabs is our youngest volunteer, right?
Yeah.
Official, yeah.
Gabby is the person who's not fazed by anything.
No.
I never see you get upset or... You don't even cry.
No, I say Gabby.
I have it.
a robot.
I have at events. Before.
You have? I've never
Yeah.
seen you
You've
cry.
cried.
Like when you guys are huddled around each other in like an adoption. Beacon made me cry. I
Cry
don't even
in
know why.
secret?
I've met him like twice.
We make Gabby hug us, and she hates it. Yeah, we're kind of like your cool older, aunts, sisters, moms?
Lesbian aunt.
Intentional community.
Intentional
I
community.
love that.
Michelle is, well, you tell your story. Married. Couple
Married.
of kids.
Blissfully married.
Blissfully married every day.
I mean,
Costa?
wow.
I know, you guys were like, get a room.
I
all the
mean,
time.
Oh,
wow, we
Never
are. I love him.
He's great.
Yeah. Married 16 years. We have twin 13-year-olds. We
Sorry.
are in, say it again.
Sorry.
Yeah, thank you for your condolences.
It gets worse.
I thank you again for that.
Yeah.
We have 3 dogs. We are both in software sales, so this is not our full-time job, rescue work. Yeah, that's it. No,
I didn't say what my full-time job
Go
What's
ahead.
your full-time job?
Go
I
ahead.
sit on pets. I pet sit full time and dog walk. Sometimes do cat nail trims or mogul nail trims, and I guess I'm not fazed by anything.
You are
so
not.
when people are like, "Yeah, the cat's gonna fuck you up," I'm like, "Okay."
I got oven mitts.
Yeah, you're like, whatever. I don't care.
I
She
got
does.
my sweatshirt. She has oven mitts.
There's
just
tongs
go
in my
there
car.
with my sweatshirt.
Yeah, I have never seen you, like, lose your shit.
I can
like
be like,
the rest of
Gabby,
us.
there's 17 dogs coming in 30 minutes. I need foster.
She's like, I got it.
Oh, exactly.
I got it.
Exactly.
We're cool.
Yeah.
Okay, Gabby's
Yeah,
got it.
you are unflappable.
So Gabby does get phased. She's like, why are we... That's her phased voice. Like,
Okay.
why are we doing this?
Like, that's her
Yeah.
being
That's
annoyed.
as mad as she gets. Yeah.
There's
yeah.
no panic. Like, there's like, when we're like,
No, you never
Not
panic.
Panic's inside.
Yeah.
It doesn't come out.
Okay,
much.
I can relate. And then Tiff, our lovely Tiff.
Hi, I'm Tiff. I have a wife named Kim.
We love Kim.
We have been married since October 2024.
Oh my God, that's
Halloween.
exciting.
Kim literally never tells me no. Like, I'm sorry to brag, but I could be like, hey, Kim, I'm bringing home a mom and 8 newborn puppies. I know we have 12 dogs at home. And she'd be like, I'll get the puppy room ready. Don't worry about it.
And this is why I want a wife.
So similar to Koss.
Oh my God. How many times do we hear, like, oh, I'd love to do this, but my husband said no.
God.
Oh, I can't do this because my husband. The husbands ruin the fun all the time.
And they'll come meet
check,
a dog.
I gotta check with my husband.
And we're like, we're all
Yeah, I gotta
into-
check with my husband.
We're all into adopt a dog. I'm like, all right, so everybody in the family is on board. And they're like, yeah. Later you'll get a text, hey, my husband said no.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't relate. My wife
I
literally
know.
says yes.
Do you think that's true for lesbians in general?
Not always.
No?
But in our situation,
Because all the lesbians I personally know, amazing,
yeah.
like super supportive spouses.
Lex and Maya, they
I know.
Yeah.
I want a wife. And no kids,
No kids, just dogs.
just dogs.
Fur
I think
babies.
now we have 11 dogs at the house. four are fosters. We just got one adopted this
that's
morning.
exciting. Congratulations.
So we're a dog only to adult household.
All right, you guys are awesome. Kim is so patient too.
Oh my gosh.
She's
I
puts
tell
up
her-
with the shenanigans.
I tell her, are you sure? And she's like, yes. I'm like, are you sure you're sure? Because I always want to make sure. And she's like, yes. I'm like, we're going to take in a couple more dogs. I'll just send a picture of this dog. Like, here, look at this dog. She's like, oh, he's cute. When is he coming?
Oh my God, I love it.
Yep.
And then Emily is living in an intentional community.
You live in a
She
school
is
farm.
in a cult. Emily lives in like a little fairy cottage.
Literally.
Little fairy village.
With
There's-
chi-chis.
Yeah, there's like an enclave in our area that's like, it's like a little
And there's a
storybook
grass
village.
roadway that connects all the houses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also you seem like someone who would live there.
Oh,
Yeah.
So I definitely live in a historical village,
Yeah, it's
but
so cute.
it's a want to be commune, but it's not really a
Yeah.
commune. Like
Yeah.
everybody really doesn't really like each other very much. I don't think, but we love our little house, and yeah. So I have
a lot of kids.
a lot of kids. I have 4 children. And I don't know how many pets I have right now. It's kind of, we're in a gray area. We're in a gray area of how many pets we have. We're in
Give
a
or
gray,
take.
give or take.
Yeah.
But
I don't know how many I have.
Yeah,
to be
no,
honest with
I've
you.
got.
I
know.
have to count. So.
I know I have 4 fosters, possibly 5 fosters, 6
Okay.
fosters. I'm not sure. There's some gray. There's some
Between
gray.
4 and 6.
Somewhere between 4 and 6 are
Everybody's
fosters.
accounted for.
Everybody's accounted
Yeah.
for. I know who's there. Their status is not accounted for. Like, I don't know.
Understood.
Yeah.
How
So,
long have you been married?
I have been married. I was just sitting here trying to count the numbers when you said how many years you're married. I'm like, how many years have I been married?
Yeah.
We were married in 1999.
Okay.
So 26
Yeah,
years.
so I'm
26 years. And so I got a great husband, also loves dogs.
Your
grew
husband's
up
awesome.
He grew up with dogs, and I have to say, even though I'm not a lesbian, I do feel like I have, I've got my husband that just will agree to anything.
Marty and Koss are similar.
Yeah.
Like, they're not going to leave us because of our shenanigans.
No.
But they don't love our shenanigans.
No, Marty's not going to leave me because it's
a lot of paperwork.
Right, it's a lot of paperwork, and it's
It's a lot of
expensive.
paper- yeah,
So
it
it's
is-
like,
it
in
is
28
expensive.
years, I'm just going to
It's easier to
do.
do.
100%. 100%.
Emily, can you share what you do outside of rescue?
Oh, you have a cool
Oh,
Well,
Like,
and your
you
other
do cool
non-prom.
stuff.
Well, so I am I'm a photographer,
Yep.
and I also am an end of life doula. And I have a nonprofit called the Good Hearts Foundation, and our mission is to assist the underserved communities in death and dying issues. So
That is
that's what I do.
super important
Yeah.
work.
Saint.
I
A saint.
I know.
No,
I think
yeah.
Emily's going right to heaven.
You're like one of the most amazing photographers too.
Oh,
like your
yeah.
work, I don't know why you don't just like walk around with your work and be like,
Handing it out to people.
honestly,
On a business card, yeah.
I would.
We should
It's
make her.
amazing.
Thank you guys. I love it. I love photography. I think that I just love the art of storytelling.
And your website for your photography?
Emily KV Photography.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There you check
Yeah.
it out.
But I do, yeah, it's a real joy. I feel blessed to be able to do the work that I love, including rescue.
That's an interesting point is that, so Emily, you helped me a lot with the recent passing of my mom. And it makes me think that this work isn't just the dogs, but we really are there for each other.
Oh, yeah.
Beyond rescue stuff. Like we talk about our lives and we share all kinds of personal things. Like the connection goes beyond the dogs.
Absolutely. And I think that there's a something that's weaved between all of it. You are talking about the, humanity and the human existence, right? And I think that is a component that we all have. I think that we do see a lot of the, not only, I think, how would I say this? I think that we are willing to look at the pain. I think that as rescue workers,
That's a really good point.
I think we are able to like look it in the eye in a different way where people aren't necessarily. I think that that's something that we all share.
That's a really, really good point that I hadn't
And
thought about.
That we're a bit like, okay, there it is. There's the ugly, and there's the painful, and there's the sad, and we don't like it. It's not like we have some capacity to hold it better, but I think that we cry. It hurts, but I think that we're able to bear witness to it.
Right.
And I think that that's something that we all share.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to talk today about some of our more memorable cases that we've worked on, whether, a good ending or a sad ending or just like a difficult case. And I was thinking Ruby's a good one to start with. So in September of 2024, there was a dog tied to a park bench in Laurel, Maryland. And it's hard to describe what she looked like.
Emaciated, on death's door.
Really like
Bones.
bones. It was disturbing to look
Took the
at.
meat off a chicken carcass.
Yeah.
That's what she looked like.
Yeah,
Yes,
I've seen a lot of shit, but that really shook me
She
to
was
see what
one
she
of the
looked
worst.
like.
She and Cardamom were.
Cardamom.
Yeah, Cardamom
Yeah,
was
she's
bad. That was
a
another
pregnant
dog
mom.
we had that was a
Yeah.
mama dog. So, Michelle, the people who found the dog reached out to you?
To the canine email.
Okay, to the
I
canine
happened to
email.
have been the one checking it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Called Tom.
Tom was the person who found it?
And
his son.
and
Did
their
they
son.
take her with them?
They kept
They
him
did.
for the night.
They did? Okay.
Yeah, so Tom and I forget her name.
Kelly.
Maybe. It might be Kelly. Anyway,
Did you just make that up? Okay.
It might be Kelly. All right, Kelly, I'm sorry if it is not
We're
you.
awful.
Hopefully Tom's not listening.
Tom, okay.
We're awful.
They
We
emailed
apologize.
and said, here's the situation. My son was walking at a park and she was tied up. We took her because obviously there was nobody coming to claim her.
Right. That was clear.
And I don't even think we.
Well, the other thing is that she was found in Prince George's County,
Which is a pit bull
which is
ban.
one of our counties, and there's a pit bull ban there. So if she would
Went
have
to
gone to the shelter, that would have been the end of her.
We did notify the shelter.
Right.
We scanned her. She did have a microchip.
Yep.
Go ahead, and you can tell. The
Yeah, we got to
story.
tell the story that we were able to track down
we
the
were.
owner.
The original
This is
owner.
the stuff that I like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Michelle is our detective.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
So we were able
Columbo.
to find the original owner, and they had let us know that she was from a family member that had a litter of puppies. They had her for the first year of her life.
How old was she? Like 2?
When we got her, she was 2.
She was 2. Okay.
Yeah, so they had her the first year of her life. Something happened in their personal life where they had to rehome her. They gave her to a coworker that they thought was, one of their friends and would take good care of her. Somewhere in that mix of a year, she was starved in a bad home. We don't know the whole story because there's 2 sides. We were able to locate that second person. It was a young woman and a boyfriend, and they have very different stories on each part, so we don't know it was true. We weren't there. And who tied her to a bench is still unknown.
Right.
But
Did the first and second people talk to each other after this happened?
no.
Like the person who adopted her for the first year?
So the original owner, got some updates and received.
But never knew.
Okay.
There's missing information.
Got it.
obviously.
It's like the
Okay.
updates stopped, and I guess they didn't follow up.
Okay.
They just let it go. Didn't really care. Like they got good pictures of her at one point, and then just communication stopped.
So did you then, how did you become the foster? Did you just volunteer?
Yeah.
Wow.
So the issue with my house, and I feel bad because I don't take challenging fosters because I have behaviorally challenged dogs of my own, and I don't have a walkout basement. So I have to be able to sneak puppies in.
Gotta move.
I know. Sneak through my living room by holding puppies sometimes. So
Yeah.
I don't have the bandwidth or not bandwidth, sorry. The setup to take behaviorally challenged
not
dogs.
everyone has the right setup for every kind of
No.
dog. Like
No.
my setup is particularly good for
Right.
shut down dogs.
Right.
But not good for reactive dogs.
Right.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I was just kind of the drop-off place because they had come to drop her off.
So they brought her to you.
Because I was talking to him and he was very adamant. He didn't want her going to the shelter. And I said, look, we have to, at the very least, notify the shelter,
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
the stray
Follow the
hold, file a
protocol.
report, that type of thing. The shelter obviously was like, you guys can do the stray hold. We can't bring another dog in.
Right.
And then you came and picked her up and said, I'll just
I was
foster
like,
her.
I'll just take her. As soon as I saw
You
her.
came over and got photos of her because
Yeah.
we knew there was going to be, we wanted there to be a case. So
Right.
you
Right,
came over and
right.
took pictures of
Yeah.
her. And I still remember those just like,
Well, it was just devastating. I mean, I started crying
Oh,
as you're just
yeah.
taking the photos.
Do you know that in all the years that I've done rescue, I have personally only seen one successful animal cruelty prosecution.
disgusting.
I've seen other
Mhm.
cases go to trial, but I've only seen one case, and it was so egregious. It was a woman in, I think, West Virginia, and she was drowning puppies. And she had done it multiple times. Like, there was, it had to be such an extreme case.
That's insane. Yeah.
That's the only case I've ever seen successfully
remember,
prosecuted.
We had an amazing person come out and donate their services.
She was a detective.
She's a
did.
private
She's a private
investigator.
investigator.
And she's the one who found us the phone numbers for the second two owners.
Right.
Well, I
helped
think
us.
I found them too.
Right.
I mean, I did because I did find those numbers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Michelle's like little fingers were just going.
Oh,
You
yeah.
could be a private investigator.
You absolutely could.
Thank
Yes.
you. I'm looking for a job actually.
Yeah,
So-
that's,
Yes.
yeah.
Outside of rescue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A job that pays.
yes, preferably.
So then when Ruby came to you, what was she like? Was she terrible or?
No, so when I bring a new dog to the house, because I have obviously a lot of dogs, so it's considered a pack. So I don't want to just, the worst thing you could do, especially with a dog you don't know, is here, come meet my other dogs.
Right.
So I have a bedroom, since we're childrenless, we don't have any children. They get to stay in that room, just sleep, eat,
Yeah. Yeah.
calm
Yeah.
down, and they get to listen to what's going on in the house, and they get used to hearing our voices. They get used to hearing the other dogs barking. So, and it's worked with many dogs that I've had in the house. They stay in that room, and eventually they want to come out. They start scratching at the door.
Okay.
They just let me know, like, hey, I'm interested in what's going on out there.
Was she friendly with you?
Oh,
From the
100%.
beginning.
From the beginning.
From the
She's
beginning, she was
always-
friendly with you.
Always
Yeah.
loved people.
Okay.
Even through all of what she's been
Yeah.
through,
Yeah.
she's loved people.
Right.
So she was good for a while. We got her started to gain weight because she was 34 pounds when I picked her up.
Wow.
Now she's 68, 70 pounds.
Oh my
She's-
gosh.
the
She's
vet
a
actually-
chunk.
The
I
vet
love it.
actually said, "Hey, you might
Oh my
wanna cut
gosh.
back
Oh my
on
god.
feeding
Oh,
her."
Zach. Yeah.
she was getting a little overweight. And she also, from either abuse or who knows, I don't want to make assumptions, she has a hip problem where her
Okay.
hip caves in on one side. So
Wow.
they're like, she's getting overweight, you might want to cut back on the food so
Oh.
that hip doesn't cause her
Right.
To go to a new doctor.
So when did you, like, how soon did you figure out that she was problematic with other dogs? Right away?
No. So it was probably a month and a half into having her. She was around my other dogs. She was fine. She seemed to love all of us.
Okay.
And there was an incident where she decided she was either scared or she didn't want to share me. She has a very
Okay.
possessive.
Yeah.
Because I.
Are you her person?
100%.
Yeah.
She
What about
only-
what about Kim?
No.
Okay.
She'll listen to Kim about 10% of the time.
Yeah.
So a lot of times Kim will be like, you're going to have to get her. She's not getting in her crate, or she's not going outside,
Okay.
or
Yeah.
she has something she shouldn't have, and you're going to have to get it from her. She's I'm hers.
Yeah.
She possesses me. So
Mm.
one day she decided she no longer wanted to be friends with other dogs in the house.
Wow.
And there ended up being a dog fight.
Yeah. It's so stressful.
Yeah.
It's so stressful.
It's
But
awful.
it's
Why do
stressful.
we have air spray everywhere?
Yeah,
Oh
and
my
it
gosh,
becomes
right?
stressful not only for her, but then the dog that she got in a fight with.
Of
Because
course.
then they're like, oh my god, this dog doesn't want to be friends with me anymore. So,
Did you think at that point, I don't want to keep fostering
Never.
her? Never?
nope,
Wow.
never.
So, I mean, she's a great example of it's been a challenging case. So you've had her since September, and we don't know, even after all, and we've ended up sending her to training,
Yes.
and, you've been really dedicated to that, but we still don't know if she's adoptable,
No.
you know?
Well, as of right now, it would take someone like another me
Yeah,
to take
More
her.
dedicated, yeah.
And
Right.
not everybody's out looking for a project dog.
right, exactly.
They want
Or willing to have a dog, sorry to cut you off, that is has to not only not have other dogs in your home, but like avoid other dogs when you're
Yeah.
walking.
Right,
it's
right.
it's a full-time job.
It
I
is.
mean,
It's very difficult. If you have a reactive dog, that
Yeah.
kind of becomes your whole way of
It
being.
is. I mean,
You
you
have
get
to be
used
on
to
guard.
it, thankfully, when you're dedicated, but it's a lot of work.
It's a lot
We
of
were
work.
talking about, I don't know what it's like not to have a reactive dog,
Right.
so,
Right.
you know.
So that 0.01% of people that live a very secluded hermit crab life, this would be the perfect dog for them. Just
Right.
they have
Right.
a dog
Right.
because she loves people.
And
She'll
it's hard to find that.
be-
So you've continued to be your foster, and I guess you're going to continue, and
She's actually returning her tonight.
She
had an accident in the house.
She's gonna text us at 2 a.m. to let us know she's
This
bringing her
incident
over.
happened months ago, but I'm ready to just bring her back.
yeah, I'll be awaiting that call.
I'm
Oh,
just
yeah.
ready, and that happens. A lot of people would have returned her.
Oh my gosh,
that would have been
yes.
immediately.
So in hindsight, asking the hard questions, do you still feel like it was worth saving her?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. I mean,
Yeah.
even if she attacked Kim, you would say that.
she did try to go after her or the lawnmower. To be fair, I don't know what's in her history. A lawnmower set her off.
Okay.
And she did not want the lawnmower near anybody.
What we think happened is that she was left in a house for about 3 weeks to a month. Because you could tell when we saw her, she wasn't living outside. You can tell when a dog's
Yeah.
been outside.
Okay.
She was just so emaciated, we think, and this kind of goes with what the PI found, is that she was basically left in a house kind of.
And
Just
she-
starving and just
she wasn't
kind of,
infested with fleas either. And she was outside. The first indication is fleas. Any kind
yeah,
of
that's a
Or
good
dog
point.
bites.
or
Or-
ticks or
Yeah.
whatever.
And she only wanted to be in a crate all the time.
Her safe space.
That's
And
her safe
she's-
space. Yeah.
And this is her, I have a crate and she's in her own room and that's her space. She actually has a futon now.
Oh my god.
And if she needs her pillow, her comforter, and her futon.
And her ducky.
and her stuffed ducky.
And her ducky.
So if she has those things, she's fine. We went.
I mean,
through,
it's amazing all that you've done for her.
Oh my god!
It is
We
amazing.
went through months of training where she was actually in a pretty decent sized facility with other dogs, and she did very well. It's just certain situations. If she sees a dog, I don't know that she would hurt another dog
It's
again,
not worth
but
it, though.
it's
Yeah,
not.
you don't know.
No.
Actually, my reactive dog and Ruby graduated training the same night,
Oh, that's so
which
cool.
was funny because we
Did
joked.
they ever meet?
Yeah,
I mean, in class.
In class, okay.
But we
60
had
away.
joked about them being in a play date, and
Like, this sounds
then
fun.
we had no idea when I was going to graduation that she also had Ruby
Same day.
graduation
Oh,
that
that's
night.
really cool.
And we're just like, this is going great. So they both like made side eye contact, but no reaction.
They know not to fuck around with
No,
Brian.
they're
Yeah, right?
they're
Yeah.
sketchy.
Brian's like, I dare one of you to try some shit. We're like, can you just come live with us?
Just we'll take you home and we'll feed you like you just train our dogs.
I
He's
love
like,
it.
no, I'm not gonna do that.
Another favorite story of mine is Claire.
Oh,
Claire.
So Claire is a little. How much does she weigh? 20 pounds?
Not even.
Not even.
Like, I think
15?
she's
Less.
14.
She's like
Yeah.
14. Okay, so
15,
she's
somewhere
a white Chihuahua mix, and she actually came in with Dobby, my personal dog.
Mhm.
I don't know if they're related, but they were both found in this horrible hoarding case. It was like 60 dogs in this one small place in North Carolina, and I remember they came in the same crate, and I mean they were just terrified and absolute fear biters and terrible. And so Claire stayed with me for
A year.
a while, maybe about a year, and she just didn't really interact. She wasn't aggressive, but I couldn't pet her, couldn't get near her. She just did her own thing. And then she got adopted. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got adopted.
that.
When was
Yes. So I probably had her, maybe I hadn't had her quite for a year, but she got adopted. And she went to this woman who lived in a high-rise apartment, didn't have any other pets. And Claire caused no trouble. She was quiet. She used the pee pads. But the woman said she just stares at the wall all day long. She does nothing. And she said, I don't know if she's happy.
Right.
And so she said, can I bring her back and see if she's happier at your place? So she came back to me. And my setup is such that they have dog doors that go in and out, so she could control going in and out. And she would just be seen at the edge of the fence, Sometimes I could pet her, but she would never like jump in my lap or anything like that.
What do you call her? Joe Goldberg from You?
No, but she would just keep.
Yeah, she'd just be
judge
peeping
you
around.
from
Yeah, she would
afar.
judge you from afar. So I think I ended up having her for like 18 months with a couple of months with this person. And then Emily said, let me see if I can try. Because we
Right.
didn't know if maybe a different situation
Yeah.
would have been better
The
for
chi
her.
enthusiast.
Yeah, no, we just thought, maybe being around a bunch of other cheese.
Yeah, because Emily has a bunch of small dogs.
Yeah,
and my place tends to be kind of busy.
Right, and it was winter. I think that helped push it too. I think there was a really big cold front coming.
She tends to stay outside.
Yeah, she tends to stay outside.
And so we were like, okay, let's bring her over, see how she does. There's a big storm coming, I think, is what it was. And there was a huge storm coming, and we were like, okay, let's bring her over and and see. She's never been a problem. She's still not a problem.
But you have to take her out on a leash.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because I didn't have to do that.
No, see, I have to take her out on a leash in my yard because my yard, while it's big, there's too many spots that she will make decisions.
When she was with me,
yeah.
We do have a fenced in yard, but she quickly figured out how to dig out. So did Dobby.
And that's run.
Yeah, that's true. But that's why we had to reinforce the whole fence with concrete underneath, was because of Claire and Dobby.
Right, that's so fascinating.
Yeah,
because
so they will try to
she
escape.
will. For me, she does not bite. She lets you pick her up.
Okay.
She's, we carry her around.
I mean, that's huge progress.
Rob, she is incorporated into Rob's Chihuahua blanket that he uses every night, filled with
So I don't think these guys know our arrangement.
Oh, I don't think they do. So after we figure out, so she's on the medicine, right?
Okay.
So tell me why she's on the medicine.
So we are. She went into the vet for a checkup to sort of see if maybe she needed some psychiatric medicine.
Doesn't she only have 2 teeth left?
Yeah, she's got 2 teeth, which I figured out one day. I was like, she was sitting on my lap. I had her sitting on my lap, and I just wanted to see. I was actually curious about her age. And so I lifted up her little lip to see if I could see her teeth, what they looked like, and there were none there. And I was like,
and there was none.
I was like, guys, she doesn't have teeth. And so
she's a newborn.
She's a newborn. She's a newborn. Exactly.
How old is she? 4?
I think she's 4.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I was like, well, let's get her to the doctor. Maybe she can be put on some medication that'll help her come out of her shell a little bit. I had done some research on, the research as a photographer. I had done some research on medications with dogs that were shut down.
What do they recommend? Prozac?
Yeah, Prozac.
Trazodone?
They say high levels of Trazodone and Prozac to help bring them out of it.
turn the volume down.
Yeah, and then you can wean them
for me.
off of it. Yeah, exactly. And so we brought her to the vet, and there's blood work done, and it turns out that it's hard to know. We're still in the process of figuring it out, but she may have diabetes. And so we're still working on that piece of it because her stress levels were so high that that her cortisone, her sugar levels were high.
So it could be a stress response.
It could be, or it could be diabetes.
Right. Got it.
So we're, urine tests and trying to get her on higher levels of medication to see if that stress level goes down the next time she goes in to see. But our arrangement is once that's all cleared up and we're on medication, we are going to have joint custody.
We're co-parenting.
Co-parenting.
We're going to co-parent.
We're going to co-parent. So the idea is this. So we are going to have her live here in the summertime when it's going to be
outside.
She can be outside and she can enjoy, as long as she can get her medicine into her, and I don't know if that means catching her every day.
Yeah,
but but once we figure out if it's diabetes and she needs shots, or if it's just the Prozac, she's gonna live here during the summer, and then in the winter she's gonna have a summer and a winter home.
I love it
so she'll be with us.
She's like a snowbird.
She's a snowbird. Claire the snowbird. So she's gonna live at our house during the winter, so that she's protected from the elements and doesn't
have the option to go outside.
She sits outside.
Right. I mean, she likes being outside.
She does. It's just when it's a -4.
She is the only dog that I have personally ever fostered that I couldn't really reach.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I reached her a little bit. Yeah. It's I thought for sure that just kind of being with her and, leaving her alone, getting her used to me, I never could really break through.
Nope.
And I feel like the window's closed. It's probably as good as it gets for her.
Yeah.
But I don't think she's unhappy.
No.
Right?
No. I don't think that we're having any huge breakthroughs either. We've had her for a couple months now. We've had
her voluntarily coming up on the couch, though, I feel like that's... I mean,
She
even
does
her
have
coming in
volunteer-
here
volunteer.
inside.
That's a strong word.
Absolutely.
That's a
Oh.
strong word.
You make her
She,
come on?
yeah, voluntarily, like she lets us pick her up. And
Oh,
put her on the
okay,
couch.
okay, okay.
But she will.
Picking her up is
Yeah, so
progress.
she lets us get her, and she sits with the other chihuahuas on Rob for the evening chihuahua gathering, and then
It's a
Rob has to
chain
hold
kit.
her. Yeah,
Chink it.
It's a chain kit. Rob's chain kit.
So we, so Rob sits with them all in the evening, and then, if he does kind of like he has to hold her.
Uh-huh.
He doesn't hold her tight, but he just like
Cradles her.
her. If he lets go, she slinks away.
Yeah, it's like the girls when they're like, she wants to be. I'm like, no, you're holding them from. I can tell that dog.
exactly.
Yeah. So
Exactly.
and we try to have her do it just to use that
Exposure
muscle.
therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to say that we've had some huge breakthrough with Claire would not be truthful. I mean, we're
Okay.
trying.
Yeah.
We're trying.
Yeah, she's
She-
the one that just could never
she
get
will
through.
connect with one of our other fosters. Fleur, she, they will look at each other, and Fleur will clean her ears.
Oh,
So
that's
that is a
nice.
good thing.
Companion.
But yeah,
She's good with other dogs.
She's good with-
just
she's
doesn't love
fine.
people, Yeah.
and the room that she's kind of decided to be her room, we know that she's in there, and she will be out when we're not in there.
Yeah.
And it's like, and she will be laying on the couch, and you walk in, and we see like the dog hair on the couch, like we know she's on the
Yeah,
couch.
yeah.
Which is like clearly in our house that's totally fine. There's no like off limit. And so she's on the couch, but then it's like a little ghost like jumps down and runs out the minute we
She's
open
like
the
a
door.
cockroach.
She just the minute she's gone, she's hiding under some furniture. So, and we do see, like you guys talk about, like her peering out. We do see her like
Yeah, she
looking
looks and judges.
looking around the corner. It's heartbreaking. It's hard, but
It is.
But I think it's something in you. We've all talked about this. She's living the best life for her,
That she can.
and
yeah.
that's where you like allow them to bring their stuff with them and just be who they are. And I think that when I think about if people could just do that with the dogs, barring safety, of course.
Of course,
But
yeah,
of course.
yeah.
But if you could just let them, you sort of accept them for what they are,
Yeah.
and that's you get what you get.
Yeah.
I do
you
think
know?
people have an idea of like, especially like puppies, and a lot of times puppies, right, like that we get that are 12 weeks old, like that's enough time to fuck a puppy up.
Absolutely.
And you really need to earn. I mean, I go back to those Bostons because God, they were traumatized.
Right.
Like 12 weeks outside is a lot, and people
Yeah.
have an idea with puppies that it's just like, oh my God, they're going to be jumping all over you. And 6 days I couldn't go near them, and it's just a lot of patience, and especially when people have kids and they just want to like have it it's just
People have a really hard time doing nothing.
Yeah.
It seems like it would be easy, but people have a hard time just like not doing anything. Well, one of my all-time favorite dogs.
Blanche.
I want to talk about Blanche, but Roscoe.
Oh, Roscoe.
So Tiffany found Roscoe. He was in Ohio,
From Ohio.
and his owner was going into like assisted living or something. Couldn't
Dementia
take him.
care,
Dementia.
yeah.
Wanted to make sure he was okay.
Yeah.
So he's 11. He's a basset hound.
Not 11. He runs.
He does not run like an 11-year-old.
He's made his debut.
If you guys
Oh
hear
my God!
the barking,
Yeah, if you hear any barking, it's
that's
Roscoe.
Roscoe.
He has been such a joy, and I told Tiffany this. Like, I know it sounds goofy, but I felt like I was meant to have him. He's just my long-term friend.
Especially
I'm just
going
gonna keep him the
through
rest of my life.
losing your mom and
Right, so
having
I was-
him.
Exactly. I was going through losing my mom, and she was in hospice, and they lived 2.5 hours away, and I would pack up Roscoe, and we would drive to my parents, and my mom would, dangle her arm off.
So did you say what kind of dog he is?
He's a basset hound.
And
Yeah.
why did we specifically need a basset hound?
Well, I have always loved basset hounds. I mean, I don't know why.
The ears,
I think it's just the
the
look of
legs.
them. I've always loved short legs. Not on men, but on dogs. And the ears and the face, and they look so sad.
Have we created a human version of him on ChatGPT?
He did.
I think
He-
we did.
He had a little.
He looked like a little
things.
farmer.
He had a little farmer. He had a little.
I'm gonna make
things.
one, but have him focus on super short legs on a human.
Oh, that's a
Yeah,
great
with
idea.
shorts.
We like turning dogs into
Yeah, it's
Chat
actually
GPT.
it's taking me a long time, but of all like the 80 puppies and dogs we have right now, I'm having ChatGPT GPT,
GPT.
create human versions of the dogs so we can post them.
Is it only 80 now?
And promote them.
That's pretty good. 'cause
Only
we had-
80.
Well, we haven't added
100
yesterday's
over.
transport yet.
I did.
You did, okay.
I think it's over.
It's give or take.
Give or take. That's a lot. Well, so Roscoe will stay with me for the rest of his life, and I just adore him. And he loves to go out.
Yeah.
He's up for.
Well, and he also has suspenders.
He has suspenders.
And
Well,
a
the thing
hat.
with Roscoe is that he's not neutered.
Yes.
And so he has gigantic balls.
Why is he not neutered?
He's not neutered because when I took him to the vet, she said there's no benefit at his age.
And he can't get anyone pregnant.
Yeah, he's not humping anybody
No.
anyway.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
also he's blind. He doesn't even
He
know.
doesn't
know.
Where's the hole?
He literally,
Oh my gosh,
he
yeah.
literally
Happy.
barks at. Some,
Where's your hole, lady?
Oh my. All right.
he barks at something, but he's turned the other way.
Yeah.
Like that's. I mean, he just has no idea what's going on.
No.
He loves bacon, and you have to put it basically in his mouth because it's like he can smell it, but he
It's
can't.
kind of a dream. Someone just
Oh my
puts
God.
bacon in my mouth and doesn't look for the hole. I mean, this is really, that's kind of a dream for me. You can't find the hole and you're giving me bacon. Roscoe sounds like a perfect man for me.
He is a perfect man. And then, so anyway, he's got these giant balls because the vet said there's no need to neuter him. So Michelle got him little like jeans with suspenders. and
so we
so fucking funny. And he has a little hat.
Can you find him pants? And I'm like, yeah, of course. But all pants for dogs have a hole so they can pee. We needed to cover his balls because
Yeah.
we didn't want anyone to judge.
Yeah, I don't want to be judged for having an unneutered dog.
Yeah.
Not the easiest thing to find, but we did it.
But what's awesome is that I can literally text Michelle and say, "Can you please find me pants to cover Roscoe's balls?" And she's
Timo.
like, "On it." Like
Timo.
there's no questions at all.
Already have
Can you find me a rainbow bucket hat for this dog? Yes, it's great. But the other dog that really was very meaningful was Blanche. So you pulled Blanche.
Yeah.
Burger Blanche.
Blanche
So-
was an old. How old was she?
Fucking who
We
knows?
were 15.
Oh my
but
God, Blanche was so old. She had like totally crooked teeth.
They're rotten.
She was.
So they made a TikTok about her, and I was like,
Oh,
"The
they
fuck?
did?
She's no, this, yeah, like that's how they got me."
Oh, they sucked you in with it.
Yeah, and I
Did they
knew
play Sarah McLachlan?
basically,
Yeah, okay.
yeah, it was in the arms, and I was like, I sent it to Amy, and she was like, "She's definitely coming," and we were
Yeah.
like, "We'll share her,"
Yeah.
and then yeah,
Well, let's tell the story, Michelle, of what you
Fat,
decided
though.
to do.
Well, she had to have this dog because
Was she
she's
like a Great
basically-
Dane? No,
she's
no, she was like a border collie, something.
border collie
Was she?
boxer or
Okay.
something.
I mean, we don't know what she.
She was a little fuzzy though, wasn't she?
I
She
don't
was
even
like,
know.
Fuzzy in the brain.
So she came in, and I give all of my Fosters cheeseburgers from McDonald's. I don't feed my kids McDonald's, but my Fosters get McDonald's. I gave them burger, and I fed her, and it dropped, and I didn't know and then she had been with me maybe like an hour. I'd already bathed. I had already bathed her, and she was totally
solid hour.
Yeah.
a solid hour.
literally. No
It's
wonder.
enough decompression.
Yeah.
No wonder he was mad at me. But yeah, brought her over to meet Amy, gave her a burger, it dropped. I picked it up to give it to her, and then basically I fafoed, and she said, "Not today, bitch." And she,
It's that one.
this one?
Yep.
No, this is the newest one.
Michelle's looking at the
Yeah.
various
She's
bites on
looking,
her hand.
she's
This
looking
is
at scars
Blanche.
on her hand.
This is Blanche, and this is Demos. They're matching.
Oh my.
Yeah, she got you good. Well, her teeth were so crooked that it was like a jagged.
I literally remember wrapping it in a McDonald's burger wrapper, the yellow. And she
We're a
bit me.
McDonald's
So
sponsor.
knowing nothing about this dog and food, I go and I try to put a burger in its mouth, and
Right.
totally my fault.
But she might not have been able to see.
Maybe
She's
she
senile
might not have.
and
What does
She-
FAFO mean?
Fuck around and find out.
Yes.
She was off of transport
Just
in
in case.
Hungary.
Yeah, I mean,
She ended up being a
Amazing.
great
A
dog,
great
and she
dog.
would just wander in the garden.
Like
And
Aimlessly.
I didn't have any issues with her after that. And she liked to go to McDonald's to get a cheeseburger, so we would do that almost every day. And then there was one day when I took her and she didn't want one. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And I came in the next morning and she had passed away.
Yeah.
But it was actually like okay.
she was awesome. I mean,
And she got to live out
Yeah.
her last days
Yeah.
like in a really nice
She was
setting,
spunky.
and she was funky and she
she had like a little Vienna sausage tail.
Oh
Right.
yeah, you said little
Her
teeny
penis
tail.
tail?
Penis tail. I loved her penis tail. So let's talk about, have we all gotten bitten?
Oh,
Yeah.
God,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like between filming episode 1 and 2, basically.
Yeah, right?
You guys are like, guys, we can't get this dog. I'm like, I got this.
What is that timeline? Was it like ever?
All right, my
Yeah, like,
all-time worst bite,
Yeah.
I had a mama dog, Kristen.
I remember.
She was super pregnant when she came in, and she was so sweet. And I was petting her, and she was friendly.
After she had babies.
No, this was before she
Okay.
had babies. She came in, and she was super, super nice.
Yeah.
We were literally laying on the floor, the night before.
Yeah.
I didn't know, obviously, when she was going to give birth, but it happened the night before. We're laying on the floor, and I'm hugging her, and she's awesome. So I go in the next morning, and I could hear the little baby squeals.
Mm.
So I was like, oh my God, you had your babies. And I didn't even go in the room that far. I just kind of opened the door. Oh my God, she fucking came after
Lunged
me.
at you. Yeah.
I mean, big time. Like, this wasn't even like this was a full
Wasn't
on
a warning.
attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she got me in a couple places. And she ended up biting like 3 or 4 other people.
Mhm.
So for the 2 months that she was nursing those babies, it was really hard because it's like, how do you take care of the mom when you can't get anywhere near
Yeah.
the babies?
Yeah.
So it was very challenging. But as soon as the babies were gone,
Oh, yeah.
right back to being fine.
I mean, we expect that. But yeah.
But ever since that, I've approached differently.
Sure.
Like, okay, even if a mom seems really sweet, you don't know if it's going to change after the babies are born.
Instinct thing.
Yeah, but that was the worst I ever got.
Yeah.
I've gotten a lot of Chihuahua bites.
Oh yeah.
A lot of little
Oh,
dog
Bert,
bites.
man.
Yeah.
It broke my heart. But
Yeah,
yeah.
you got a bunch too. Did you guys ever have like a bad one? I mean, Blanche was
Blanche
pretty
was the
bad.
worst.
Yeah.
My personal dog, a couple months ago, matching poor Vita here, scars.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are probably my 2 worst.
Do you have any, Tiff? Have you gotten a bad
Not
bite?
stitches wise, but I've been bit a couple times, and I deserved it. I should have read the cues. That's where a lot of people blame the dog being aggressive, and
We hear
that's
So
that a
true.
lot.
And I can be stuff where, like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have pushed my luck. Like, oh, I can get you to love me, or I can get you to put the leash on.
Well, even with Blanche, when I went to the ER, I was prepared to say it was like a stray in the neighborhood because I'm like, she's not going to be euthanized or quarantined because of me. I mean, it was my fault.
I gave her a whole burger.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So thankfully, they just asked if she was up to date on rabies. I,
Yeah.
shared that it was my foster.
Did you guys get any
Yeah.
bad bites?
Yeah.
Always, she's our resource guard tester. So
Yeah, Gabby.
Yeah,
tests
the
for
good
resource
old
guarding.
hand in the bowl trick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I don't think I've ever.
You've
been-
never gotten bitten doing that trick?
No, but
Wow.
I
Wow.
used to volunteer with a different rescue, and they actually have like a shelter house
mm-hmm.
where they house some dogs that just can't find fosters.
Like kind of like their own boarding facility.
Yeah, and they have a house that has reactive dogs, and I forget what I was doing in the house, but I guess they didn't know I was in there, and they brought in like a
Oh no.
shepherd chow something on leash, and he just latched onto my arm
Oh my gosh.
through my sweatshirt. There was holes, and it was like green and blue and purple like the next month or two.
Gabs.
And I was just standing in the room. and
Right,
they
right.
walked in from their walk, and
Yeah,
Didn't
that's-
Jammin
yeah,
the morning?
in your leg.
Remember we brought the 8 bullies?
Oh, yes, that's right.
I was outside trying to read microchip numbers to
Oh God.
one of you guys, and all I feel is a latch on my leg.
Oh my
I'm like,
It's like
which,
a little piranha.
which
Yeah.
one?
And it was like ankle because they're only this tall. So
Yeah.
Right?
Which one of you motherfuckers is latched onto
It was
my
Jammin.
ankle?
Jamal.
And I had to like pull him off, and I was just standing there, so I don't know what.
I
that
think
was.
that's a good point because we
They
talk
were
about all
definitely
these
overstimulated or
bad
something.
dogs, but like we
Now
know
they're fine.
they had just come from
Yeah.
so that in one day
Yeah.
they had been literally taken from their home, which was an extreme hoarding breeding situation, taken to Baltimore shelter, and then picked up by us and
A weird
transported.
lady named
Yeah.
Michelle.
we
Yeah.
kidnapped them.
Right.
Yeah.
They got kidnapped twice.
And then brought them, and we did separate them when we came in, but like they're just it's a lot, and
It's
this
a lot,
all in one day.
Yeah.
So
The other one
and they're doing great now.
Yeah.
I mean,
at
Yeah.
the event. But
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. The one at the event. Yeah.
Are there any other dogs that really stand out to you as special?
Margarita.
Oh, Margarita, yeah.
This was, I think, before I was with Canine. Do you remember the really emaciated dog that I like texted you randomly about?
No.
So I saw him on Facebook. Of
What
course.
kind of dog?
Of course, Facebook.
He kind of looked like, I don't even know. He's tan.
American Brown Dog.
Basic brown dog, yeah.
North American.
Brown
white
number
brown
12.
dog.
My personal favorite.
Yeah.
But I saw him on Facebook, which is a bad place to be when you have.
We're turning off your Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should just delete my account.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Immediately.
I guess it was this lady who posted her uncle's dog who passed away from COVID. And she said he needed to be gone. So, stupidly, I met her in a Guinness Brewing parking lot.
Not sketchy.
In
And-
Also wasn't a
Baltimore.
gas station.
Yes, in Baltimore.
We've done that
I've
too.
done
Yes,
that a lot.
yes.
Yeah.
A lot.
Middle of the night meetings. Yep.
And the picture, not the same
Oh,
dog.
not as advertised.
No.
Like a
Whoa.
catfish dating
He
situation.
almost kind of looked like Ruby, like
Oh,
no
wow.
bones. And she clearly lied to me. She said he was sick or something. So luckily, my college friend fostered him, and then actually one of my family friends adopted him.
Oh, wow.
And I remember you posting him on Facebook.
Oh, look at me.
So nice of her.
I'm so nice.
Yeah, but he never had any sickness, condition.
Oh.
She wasn't feeding him, basically.
Oh.
He was in a crate for the whole day. And now he's thriving. So that's my story.
What about you, Michelle? Any of that? Oh, well, tell Margarita. Was it Margarita or
It
Margarita?
was
Yeah.
Margarita. So Margarita was found in a storm drain.
Oh my gosh.
She was
Oh
a
my
border
gosh.
collie?
She was.
Yeah.
Well, she is. She's still alive. She's still with with her adopters. This team of rescuers, awesome people, they actually, in the middle of a storm, pulled her and her two puppies out of the storm drain. And mind you, she is a very small dog, but she was fierce. But they were determined. They were getting this dog out because they got the puppies out fairly easy, but not her. She put up a fight. So she came here. So she was in a foster there. She came here. The original foster said that she's unadoptable. She should be euthanized. She's horrible. She's vicious. Like all these terrible things. And of course, fosters, we rely on their feedback because we need to know the honest things because of where they are essentially being adopted to. We want to set the dog up for success. So we're like, oh my God, like this dog is so horrible. Like, what are we gonna do?
I remember those Karens.
Yeah, they were awful from the beginning and just not nice as just people. They were just very mean to us because we were just asking questions because it helps us where the dog's
Yeah,
going
of
next.
course.
Of fosters, we're not going to set the dog up with kids or whoever. So I was essentially her fourth home because she came to me and then was adopted and quickly returned because they didn't like her behaviors. And I worked with her for months and months and months. And even I was still very unsure about her as well. And she ended up being this fabulous dog. Oh, my goodness. Her adopters actually texted me today. Today was one year
Oh,
since
that's
she was
so
adopted.
exciting.
And they just tell me all the time, like, she was meant to be with us.
Wow.
So, whew.
I have
That
the
was
chills.
one.
I
Yeah.
have the chills. I don't
So
know.
she was a dog that somebody essentially said, put this dog down, she's horrible. And then
Yeah.
I have her adopters thanking me almost every month, like, for this dog.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
The ones
Love
that
it.
really get to me too are the mamas.
Yes.
She wasn't
100%.
mama, and everybody wanted her puppies and not her.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
So
That was
she-
Liz Taylor. Yeah.
Yeah,
This is-
And
everybody's
if you
like,
go
wow.
through labor and delivery with a
Yeah.
mom,
Yep.
super
Heartbreaking.
special.
Like Mama downstairs
Mhm.
is the sweetest ever.
Honestly, she really
My
is.
current mama, she's a beagle
I'm
mix. I mean,
obsessed.
she's amazing.
She's so soft,
Right?
too.
She's just so sweet. But yeah, the mamas are hard. People ask me sometimes, like, oh, do you get sad to say goodbye?
We cry, but we cry because they got the best home.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't get like sad,
Not
sad.
sad, like selfish. You want to
But
keep
the
them.
mamas are
Oh, yeah.
are it. I'm not sorry that they're leaving.
No.
I want them to get adopted. I do. It is emotional.
Oh, it's like you get to go be the
They're the most
dogs that
vulnerable.
you are meant
Yeah.
to be.
Yeah.
And I think it's
Yeah, exactly.
like with Liz Taylor, you know, when she got adopted by the first couple,
She was a mama dog.
she was a mama dog.
Yeah.
She was our first mama dog with canine, actually.
Oh, wow.
Liz Taylor was. and she was adopted, and we all walked her out to her forever home's car, and it was just this beautiful experience. And I think that is what's hardest is that, and then she was returned 4 months later.
Yeah, Margarita was returned at an adoption event. They said, this is the day I'm bringing her back. During an adoption event, she dropped her
I
off.
remember that.
Yes.
In the crate.
Were those the people who said, we are totally committed?
Oh, 100%.
And we are
did
in
2 meet and
this.
greets. They actually,
multiple?
I made them wait a month to take her home.
Oh my gosh.
Because you wanted to make sure it was going to work.
And they have owned this breed of dog for 40 years. So I was like, oh my God, this is great.
Wow.
And no, that day at an adoption event, they demanded she be returned.
Those are the ones that fucking hurt. I saw a story on Facebook the other day. It was like a dog that had been really hard to adopt out, maybe like a Ruby case. And it was even covered by the Dodo. You know, the Dodo does those stories. Like, so they got the dog adopted. It was like this huge happy ending, and then the dog ends up getting returned a couple months later. And the shelter people, the rescue people were like, "This one really hurts."
Did you see
It
the
does. It
mask?
hurts so bad when they get returned.
It really
Yeah,
hurts.
It
especially
hurts.
like you, for instance, with Liz Taylor, you helped her through raising her babies. You went
Yeah.
through all this stuff with her, and you're like, oh my God, you finally got your own.
Right.
We were so excited, and we were like,
And then
Right.
they get spayed, and they never have to do this again, and it's such a gift to them, and they get to be dogs.
and she had to go through. She went through heartworm treatment
Oh,
with this
even
family.
that
She
too.
did. So did
Yeah.
Margarita.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they went through heartworm treatment, and then to get the call that's like, we can't do this,
Ugh.
and when we went to pick her up,
And they
Hard
also
not to
said
be
she was
angry.
awful. They did.
They-
They said she was awful and bites.
yes, it's awful and bites, but when
No,
we,
then-
no. And she
Wow.
found her home, and she's, she's living her best life. But
When
no,
people
she's
say that puts a label on a dog.
Right.
serious.
And-
Well, we
Realize.
should talk about that during an episode.
Yeah, people
Yeah.
throw around like aggressive and
Untrainable.
and it's like you
Death
you
sentence.
Really,
Don't do that.
Exactly. You need to be careful about
Yeah.
what you say.
Yeah.
I think my favorite, just to wrap it up, is Cardamom.
Oh, great
yeah.
mom.
I just
And a
got
great
goosebumps.
name.
Oh my god.
So we did not know Cardamom was coming. I had volunteered for the girls'
She was a BOGO.
end of year field trip to an amusement park, and it was like 9 p.m. My husband was out of town on a golf trip, and I was like, yes, I will totally take Mom and 7 puppies that we didn't know we were getting. So, because I was pissed off at him for golfing.
Oh, well, then he deserved it.
Yeah, 100%. And I remember I came here to pick them up at 10 o'clock at night on a Friday.
Yep.
Got him home. She was probably as skinny as Ruby.
Oh, yeah.
And it was painful to look at.
Yeah,
And
and
she-
her
she was
puppies
so
were
thin.
so thick and healthy, and you
Yeah.
could tell she was just giving her
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
So I actually made a TikTok, and I don't do TikTok because they take a long time, but I made a TikTok about her. I bathed her, I was hand feeding her, I was giving her water.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I wasn't her permanent foster, Teresa, who adopted Mama and Steve.
And I have a baby.
And
So
you have
I a
Charlie.
baby, yeah. Their
She-
birthday is today. Their first birthday.
So Cardamom ended up having to have her leg amputated
Oh, that's
because
right. Yeah.
Old and
we're not sure. Maybe she was hit when she was in
her femur
I don't
was
maybe-
twisted
yeah.
like a noodle.
but
Wow.
just
Yeah.
seeing how, so not only just how selfless they are, these moms that have been through just the
Yes.
worst, and then still to love
Oh,
a
it's
human like me
right.
and us, like she's never met, and to trust us, like
Yeah.
to let me bathe her and her puppies, because there's one thing about me, you're not coming in my house without being bathed from transport. I don't care if I use bike gloves, they're gonna be
Yeah.
waterproof. Like
Yeah.
you're not coming in my house without a bath.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Whereas we are like, it's fine. You can get one when you get one.
I know
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
Come get in bed. It's okay.
My very
You and your
first-
fleas.
My very first foster was, as I said, a mama dog and 13 puppies. And I mean, it was a challenge. Got all the puppies adopted, so I was just with mama. Did not cry at all with any of the puppies. I still can remember I just sobbed my eyes out with the mama. And it wasn't because I wanted to keep her.
No, of course, it never is.
I wasn't like, oh, I really
Yeah.
regret this and I want to keep her. It was
Bond.
just, yeah, we had bonded
Yeah.
so much, and
Yeah.
the moms go through so much,
Mhm.
and I think they're so vulnerable,
Mhm.
whether
Even
they're on the
Julep.
street or whatever.
I'm not Julep's foster. When I come in, I'm like, he's my
so
best
happy.
friend.
I know.
I love her.
She's
I know.
great.
Yeah, my
She's
current
great.
mom, Julep, who has 7 babies, she lost one, sadly. But she was from Kentucky, and she was super pregnant, and someone dumped her at the end of a road of a person, kind of like, when you know someone is likely to
It's a
take a
dog
dog.
person,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like that's happened to me where
Like
we
if someone dropped a dog off in our town, they'd be
boy.
like, Michelle or Amy
Exactly,
gonna grab them.
You know, Michelle or Amy, go over there.
Do you talk to them at all? Do you ever get updates?
I do sometimes.
that's awesome.
Yeah, I do sometimes. So we have lots more that we'll talk about in upcoming
Yay.
episodes. You guys
Yay.
are awesome. Thank you for checking
Thank
us
you.
out. Sit, stay, rant. We got a lot of tea coming up.
Oh yeah. The drama rescue tea is piping hot.
It always.
Don't faffo.
Oh no.
Please don't faffo.
You're gonna get all the behind the scenes dirt. So join us again. Thank you guys. Glad you're in my life.
We are so thankful for you.
Thank you, Miss All.
We love you, Nemo.